Hello.
Hello, Bhaiya. We can't hear you.
Okay, brothers, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, let's see. I don't know what happened there, but okay. Okay. So we have a special mudaf, and the special mudaf we have 15 words, okay? And why they're special? Because they have a special quality that they give the indication of a place or a time, like above, under, below, okay? And these are very commonly used, okay? Usually they are light and nasab status. They could be rafa and they could be jar as well, in some of the cases. Okay, and the bottom ones that the five of them or six of them, those ones, if they are light, then they're special mudaf. But they can come as heavy. If they come as heavy, then they are considered as normal word. Okay, and this one we have seen some examples also, also in our lessons when we did this one. Then we talked about the second fragment, which is half of jar. And half of jar, we learned about 11 of them. We know the meaning of each of them. The most tricky one, I would say, is the li or la, because there's only one single letter. Sometimes we miss it, okay? And there's different kinds of la in Arabic. There's one la that we learned about, it's a la of emphasis, okay? So if the la is followed by another harf, usually it's followed by another harf, then actually it's not the la of harf of jar, okay, because one half cannot affect another half, because half doesn't have a status, right? So if that kind of law is comes in, then that is law of emphasis, meaning to make something stronger. And the easy way to remember that, one of the short surah that we always said, wal asr innal insana la fi khusrin, la fi. That la is not la for four, la then fi. So two half side by side, right? That la is certainly, definitely something to make the stronger, like for surely, whatever we want to say, is to make it emphasis, okay? And then we have an sometimes could be ani, ala could be alai, ila could be ilai, min could be mina sometimes, okay? So these are all we talked about and we saw examples of this ones, okay? So harf of jar, and as I said, every line of the Quran has harf of jar, every line almost, or in every line you will find one or two harf of jar or maybe more, okay? So it is very important that you memorize that, okay? And all the explanations are here. Then we talked about harf of nasab, 8 of them. They are similar to harf of jar, but they makes the thing nasab, not right after it. Sometimes it could be the right after it, okay? Sometimes it could be some words after that, okay? The same pronoun, the attached pronoun, can be attached with a harf of jar. If I say minkum, meaning from all of you, okay, that's a harf of jar, mean, right? But if I say innakum, certainly all of you, okay? The same kum, but one example, it is getting attached with a half of jar. So this is a jar status. The next example, innakum or innahu, okay, or annahu, okay, annaha, okay, whatever we want to say that, okay, ka'annaka, okay, la'allakum, okay, the la'allakum is very long, lot of time Allah use la'allakum, la'alla means so that hopefully, la'allakum means so that all of you, okay, so that all of you understand, so that all of you have realization, okay, so it's been used a lot of time. So the same attached pronoun could be could be harf of nasab or could be harf of jar is used with the whatever harf it is used there. Okay, and it could be other words as well, not only pronouns. Okay, and we did examples of harf of nasab. Then we talked about Mausuf Sifa. Mausuf Sifa is actually just two words that comes side by side is a noun and adjective, and one word describes the other word. Okay, so the first word is the Mausuf, and the second word is the Sifa. So first word is the noun and Sifa. And how do we determine this? If all the four properties, status, number, gender, and type, matches with the next word, all the four properties, then it is a Mausuf and Sifa. And the tricky thing in Mausuf and Sifa, you have to remember that the gender and number for the broken plural can be used, and they are feminine and singular. Okay, because that can be used. Okay, so you have to remember that. Okay, okay, just if you just see that the word, it doesn't look like feminine, but if it's a broken plural, non-human broken, then it could be feminine, and it is feminine. So in that case, you have to match properly. Okay, so that is the tricky part of Mausuf Sifa. In Mausuf Sifa, another thing we discussed, that the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, grammatically they're Mausuf Sifa, but we don't consider them also sifa, because Allah's name, each name of Allah is by itself is infinite. Okay, in meaning one doesn't describe another. Okay, but if you look at them grammatically, they are most of sifa, like Azizul Hakim, Ghafurur Rahim, Rahman Rahim. Okay, all these names. Okay, they looks like most of sifa, and they are most of sifa grammatically, but not in the meaning. Okay. Then we talked about pointing fragments last week, and there are two types of pointing fragment. One that points to the closer. Okay, so haza, hazihi, these are these and these. Okay, hazani, hatani, haulai. Okay, and I explained to you last class that hazihi, the feminine one, singular feminine one, can be used for the singular feminine, or can be used non-human broken plural, or human broken plural if they're pointing to the feminine one. Okay, so this is another tricky part. You have to remember the same thing that we remember in most of sifa, right? And then the one that is used in the far distance one, the zalika, tilka, zanika, tanika, ulaika, and ulaika. Okay, so these are the ones also used for the farther pointing. So one is these and these, other one is that and those, and then in there we have singular, dual, and plural, masculine and feminine. Dual is not that much used in the Quran, but the singular and plural has many uses in the Quran. And I said that singular and plural they are not harf of jar, harf of nasab, they are ism. Okay, so that's why they have a chart just like the Muslim chart. This chart very similar to the Muslim chart that you learn, right? Masculine, feminine, singular, because they are ism. But the thing is that this singular and plural column, they are non-flexible, meaning they are Rafa, Nasab, and Jar, all their status, they look the same. They don't have a oo, ah, e sound like that, okay? Because they are non-flexible, okay? They're non-flexible. And that's what it says at the bottom, especially singular and the plural one. Dual one has the Nasab and Jar version, but as I said, don't think too much about the dual one. As long as you know the dual one, this exists, that's fine for now, inshallah ta'ala, okay? That's fine for now. And this is the dual, the Rafana 7 jar version. And then we talked about those two things that, sometime it could be pointing fragment or pointing sentence. If there is a al after the pointing word, then it is a pointing fragment. If there is no al and the word has tanween on it most of the time, then it is a pointing sentence. So, for example, this pen and this is a pen. So this is what up to this point we stopped last week, I think. And this is the main points of the pointing fragment that you need to memorize this two chart. Haza, hazihi, right? Hazani, hazani, and haulai. Then zalika, tilka, zanika, tanika, ulaika. Okay, so you test and you know the meaning, you know the usage of it. Okay. Second thing about pointing fragment that you have to remember, that if the pointing word followed by an al, okay, then it's a pointing fragment. Okay, that means not ending there is something else is coming after that. But if there is no al, then it's a sentence. Okay, it's a sentence. Okay, I mean, this is a pen. Okay, just like that. So this is what we do. There's one thing that I was about to tell you, that about the pointing fragment. which has been used in the Quran few times, okay, but it's not that common, okay. I'll try to explain this to you, and inshallah, and then after that we can do our exercise, okay. So let's look at this one. If you look this again, just like the as I said before, the haza, hazihi, ulai, ha ulai, zalika, tilka, and ulaika. These are all ism. They're not harf, not harf of jar, not harf of nasr. Okay, they're not pointing harf. They're pointing words. Okay, ismul ishara. So they are ism. The name is called ismul ishara, the ism of ishara. Right now, these ismul ishara, they can also be and I told them they're non-flexible. So they can be used as a jar or as a nasab also, okay, as a nasab as well, okay, or a mudaf or mudaf ilayhi as well in the case of special mudaf. So these are the three examples I'm going to show you just to understand. So if I say fi haza, what is fi means? Fi means in, haza means this, in this, okay. So in this case, fi and haza. So fi is a harf of jar and haza is non-flexible. So haza, it is rafa is also haza, nasab is also haza, jar is also haza. So fi haza means, in this case, in this example, it is jar. So it can be used as a. So why I'm showing this one, that these words is, you don't think that this always come in the beginning, or these are like a harf. No, these are not harf. These are ism. That's why they are called ismul ishara. If they are ism, the other thing that we learn, meaning harf of jar, can have effect on this. Okay, harf of nasab can have effect on this, and they can also be mudaf ilay, okay, in idafa, okay. They cannot be idafa, mudaf or mawsuf sifa. These words, the pointing words, cannot be mudaf or mawsuf sifa. Why not mawsuf sifa? Because mawsuf sifa is a noun and adjective. So you can't just describe one thing with these and that. Okay, you can't say like you can't describe a pointing thing. Pointing things, I mean, to describe an adjective, you need a proper word. Okay, so fragment word cannot be mawsuf sifa and cannot be the mudaf, the first word. Okay, but it can be mudaf ilay. Okay, for example, in this one, inna haulai. Okay, inna haulai. Inna is a harf of nasab, and haulai is here in this case is nasab because it is a non-flexible word. So, and it means certainly this, certainly these. Okay, this. Okay, if you say this one, bada zalika. Bada is a special mudaf. If you remember, one of the 15 words in special mudaf. So this is a mudaf here, right? Bada. Zalika is an example here is a mudaf ilay. Bada zalika. Bada means after. Okay. Okay. And zalika means that. So after that, bada zalika. So that is a mudaf and mudaf ilay example in this case. Okay. But there is no example for mausuf sifa with these words. Okay. And there is no example for these words to be mudaf, meaning the first word of the idafa, okay, because it can be, it's not possible in that language, okay. Okay, so this is one thing that I like to discuss that I didn't discuss before. Is that clear to you guys? So because a lot of time what I experience, the students think that oh, just like I learned inna, annaka, anna, or min, ala, an, ala, hatta, fi. So those are also like harf. This is also pointing harf. No, they are not pointing harf. They are ism, okay, and they can be affected by harf of jar, they can be affected by harf of nasab, they can be also be used as mudaf ilay. Okay, mudaf ilay. Okay, so this is what Allah, because this has been used in the Quran. Inna haulai is been used a lot of time. Fi hadha, fiha, okay, ba'da zalika, okay, qabla zalika, a lot of time has been used. Okay, so you need to know this, that if you see this one, you can say, oh, why this two harf coming one? No, it's not two harf. First one is a harf, fi is a harf, inna is a harf, okay? But the next word is a ism, as an ism, okay? So I hope that is clear. If not, you can ask the question now. Another last thing about ismul ishara, that is called the pipe thing. What is pipe means? Okay, so I'll show you an example and you'll understand. If you see this one, inna hadal Qur'ana, inna hadal Qur'ana. Now, here inna is a harf of nasab. Okay, inna is a harf of nasab. And inna haza is fine because haza could be rafa nasab or jar because it's non-flexible, right? So inna haza. My question is why al-Qur'ana is al-Qur'ana? Why it is nasab? Okay, it comes after haza, right? Why it is nasab? By default, it should be rafa. A ism is by default rafa. If it is not rafa, if it is nasab or jar, then it must be a reason for that. It can't just by itself nasab. You can see here inna hazal Qur'ana, not Qur'anu. Okay. So why it is that? It is because the inna has its effect, because inna makes something nasab. It has its effect on the Quran. Although there is a word between it haza, the haza, the pointing fragment, the small ishara word, they works as a pipeline, meaning they can force the effect of the inna through to the next word. So inna hazal Qur'ana. Okay, don't say inna hazal Qur'an. So if I ask you why the Qur'ana is nasab here, is because of inna. So inna is basically affecting two words here, haza and Qur'ana. It's like double affecting. Why? Because the haza is a word, it takes the effect by itself and also it passes the nasab effect to the next one. Same thing happens with harf of jar also. Okay. If I say min hazihil kariyati, min hazihil kariyati, min hazihi. Okay. Now hazihi is again non-flexible. Okay. So min hazihi is can be jar and in this case it's jar. So why kariyati is jar? Because of min, and the effect of min harf of jar, we learned already that harf of jar affect the next word, which is right. Min hazihi has been affected, but because hazihi is a ismul ishara, it passes the effect to the next word as well. So min hazihil kariyat. Okay. Now can anyone tell me why it is not min hazal kariyati? Why min hazihil kariyat? Can anyone tell me why? Why not haza here? Why hazihi here?
Because Kariyati is feminine,
Very good. How do you know Karit is feminine?
because it has ta marbuta.
Excellent, excellent. Get 100 out of 100. Very good answer. Yes, yes. That's why it's hazihi has been used here, because Kariyat is very evident that it's a feminine word with a ta marbuta. Obviously, we have to use. And what is the meaning of it? Sister? Min hazihil Kariyati. Kariyati means city.
So from this city,
From this city. Also, look at one thing here. You said from this city, right? Forget about the word from. What is left? This city, right? Why it
yes.
is this city? Because after the small ishara, there's a al, so it's a fragment. Hazihil Kariyati is a fragment, not a sentence, right? So that's why Hazihil Kariyati is this city, and then means from. So from this city. Okay, do you understand? So the part after the Ismul Ishara has a al. Both cases, Hazal Qur'ana, Hazil Kari. So this is a fragment. Okay, everybody clear on that? So what do we learn from here? That Ismul Ishara, you can think, as I said, it's like it takes the effect of harf of jar, it becomes jar by itself, it becomes nasab by itself, and also it pass the effect to the next word that comes after that with an al in it. With an al in it. Okay. So the is musharan ilay, the one that is pointing to, that also became affected by either harf of jar or harf of nasab. Harf of nasab. Okay. Same thing. It also happens with mudaf and mudaf ilay. Okay. If you say baitu zalika rajuli, baitu zalika rajuli. Now baitu is house. Okay. Ar-rajuli, or rajuli means a man. Baitur rajuli means a house of the man. The house of the man. In between we have a zalika. So the zalika is fine. Baitu makes ar-rajuli mudaf ilay, mudaf and but in between zalika is a non-flexible word. So it can have, we can say that house of the man. That house of the man. Okay, of the man. We can say that way also. Okay. Now one thing you need to understand. How do you point to an idafa, which is a pointing fragment? Okay, what I mean by that, I'll explain, because this is the trickiest part. Okay, it's a bit challenging, so just concentrate. Okay, so suppose if I say um, mm, house of Allah, if I say house of Allah, right? So house of Allah means Baitullah. It's a mudaf and mudaf ilayh. I want to say this house of Allah, so I want to put a pointing word before that. Okay, you must be thinking it's very easy, brother. Just put a haza before that. Haza Baitullah. Okay. No, that's incorrect. Why? Because I know after Haza, if I want to say this house of Allah, I didn't say this is a house of Allah. I say this house of Allah. So I have to have a al. After haza, I have to have a al. So if I say haza al baytullah, but then I know bait, the word bait is a mudaf, and mudaf cannot have alif lam. So we have a problem there. Okay. So again, try to understand the problem first, then we'll go to the solution. The problem is if I want to point to an idafa, okay. So if I want to point to an idafa, what is idafa? Mudaf and mudaf ilayh. And mudaf cannot have alif lam. But I want to point to an idafa. So, car of Karim, okay. Maybe the house of the Muslim, house of Muslims, okay, house of the Muslims. And I want to say this house of the Muslim, this car of Karim. Okay, how I'm gonna point to that? Because if I want to use a pointing fragment, I have to use al on the next word that comes. But if I use al, then it is not no longer remains as a my condition is not fulfilled because my mudaf has to without alif lam. So to solve this problem, the Arabic grammarian, they said, what we do, we keep the mudaf and mudaf ilayh as it is, and we bring the pointing word after the idafa. After the idafa. Okay, let's read this paragraph on the screen and then try to understand. But again, it may take some time to understand, but it is not very common in the Quran. But it is there in some cases. I want to say common in some cases. As long as you understand, it should be fine. So what are we trying to say? Recall that a mudaf cannot have alif lam. Recall also that the musharun ilayhi must have an alif lam. So when you're pointing at an idafa, how are these two rules reconciled? How would you point, for instance, at the fragment Baitullah? Okay, if I say Haza Baitullah, it would not be a fragment because there is no al on the word following the Ismul Ishara. On the other hand, if I say Hazal Baitullahi, would be incorrect because Bait is a mudaf and mudaf cannot have alif lam. To say Haza Baitullah, meaning this house of Allah, the solution is to place the Ismul Ishara after the Idafa. So the correct way to point at the fragment is Baitullahi, would be Baitullahi Haza. Take a look at the following example. There's some other examples also in the Quran. But do you understand, brothers and sisters, what is the problem and what is the solution? Is everybody clear? So to point something, to make something fragment, after the pointing word, we have to have a al. In normal cases, it's fine, like Hadal Quran. That's fine. But if I want to make that pointing word that comes with an al and there is a mudaf ilay, then I have a problem. Because I know mudaf cannot have alif lam. If I put an alif lam, so meaning pointing words are saying, I need alif lam. Mudaf saying, no, I cannot have alif lam. So then how are you going to, and pointing words always comes at the beginning. And mudaf will, because it's a pointing word, this like English, right? So this is a boy, this boy, that house, okay, just like that. So to make the solution, we say, okay, idafa, you win, you be as it is. Don't take an alif lam with the ida mudaf, because mudaf cannot take alif lam. What we're gonna do, we're gonna bring the pointing word at the end of the fragment, at the end of the idafa, and that's how it looks as Baitullahi Hasan. So there are some examples, not very common in the Quran, but it is better that you understand now, because you see something like this in the Quran when you're reading, so that you understand why it is like this. Okay, and there are a few examples, like for example here, fi amihim hada, okay, in this year of theirs, okay, fi amihim, okay, amihim actually is a mudaf and mudaf ilayh because it's a pronoun attached. Okay, am means year. Okay, amihim their years. Okay, so they wanted to say fi haza amihim, but then they have to say fi hazal amihim, but we cannot put an al before ami, so that's why the haza went at the end. Okay, bi oratihum hazihi, same thing here. Okay, and liqa'i yawmikum haza. So same thing here, okay? So sometimes you will see the haza, hazihi, all these pointing words are end of the fragment. So you may think, okay, why it is at the end? What is after that? It is at the end because it is pointing to what? Pointing to an idafa. And idafa, I can't bring it at the beginning. If I want to bring it at the beginning, in the mudaf, I have to add an al, which I cannot do by rule. because mudaf cannot have alif. Okay, so this is the last part of the pointing fragments and pointing sentence and pointing words. Okay, I hope it's all clear. If not, if you have a question next week, you can ask me again, because I know all of you gonna go through the video. If something confusion at that time, you can ask me, send me a message, or you can ask me in the next class, whatever way is good for you, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, I think with this one we have around half an hour left, so let's do some examples, exercise of all the fragments, inshallah ta'ala. And I'm going to go through each of you to ask something, and I try to answer it. If not, then we'll go through it together. Okay, and then next week we'll do another exercise. Next week I will make an exercise. I'm not going to go through it. You're going to answer it on the Google form. Okay, yes, brother Ashfaq, you have a question? Please go ahead.
Yes, in the example Baitu Zalika Rajuli, I mean, you said that this is the house of that man or that house of men. Which is one should be
House
correct?
of that man.
Yes, okay.
House of that man. Is it clear, brother?
Yes. Clear.
Okay, so let's do some example. I think I have 20 of them. Okay, so let's do number one. Antum kaumun musrifun. Okay, so we need to find out what are this sentence means, how many fragments are there. Okay, let's ask this one. So in next week class, I think next week let's exercise what I'm planning. This is what I did last time. So I'm gonna put a sentence like this, a fragment like this. Okay, and then I'm going to ask few questions on that. Okay, it's not just I want to translate that. Okay, because translation is easier. Maybe you need to, but I need to know that if you understand the structure of the sentence. Okay, so what is antum means? Okay, let's try with someone starting. Let's see. Let's go from the bottom. There is someone named Brother Tanvi. Is it right?
Yeah, this is me.
Yeah, Brother Tanvi. Yes.
Hello.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
brother. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah.
Do you remember, brother, what is antum means?
Antum means they,
No. Antum means
you,
all of you, all of you.
all
Yeah,
of you. Yeah.
all of you, not you, because in Arabic you has no meaning. You
Yes.
could be one you, two you, three you. So this is antum means all
So
of you.
jama,
Yeah,
plural.
jama. So antum, kaumun. What is kaumun means?
Common means claim,
Nation.
nation. Yeah.
Nation. Okay. And musrifuna. Musrifuna.
I
Kaumun
guess it is
musrifuna.
plural and Rafa status.
Is there any fragment between antum and kaumun? Is it a mudaf or mudaf ilayh?
Antum common. It's not like a mudaf and mudaf ilayh.
No, it's not mudaf and mudaf ilayh. Okay. Obviously, it's not a harf of jar, not a harf of nasab, not a pointing
No.
words. Okay, and it can it be mawsuf sifa antum kaumun?
No.
No, because listen, one thing also for all of you, pronoun, independent pronoun cannot be mawsuf sifa also. Okay, independent pronoun cannot be mawsuf sifa. Okay, so that's not so there is no relationship between antum and kaumun. They're two separate words. Antum means all of you, kaumun means nation. Now, is there any relationship between kaumun and musrifuna? Are they mawsuf sifa? Are they idafa?
Yeah, it could be mawsuf sifat.
It could be mawsuf sifa. Okay, let's break it down. How can the mawsuf? Kaumun is rafa, musrifuna is also
It's
rafa.
Rafa and
Okay.
Musrifun is also Rafa.
Okay, kaumun is
And Kaumun is plural and Musrifun is also plural.
plural. Yeah, kaumun is masculine and musrifin is also masculine.
Musrifun
Because how do you know masculine musrifuna? Because it's from the Muslim child, una at the end, right?
Yes.
That's how you know. Okay, and it is plural. Kaumun is plural because it's ism jama, right? We learned this word
Yes.
kaumun, ahlun, okay, karnun, okay, all this word we learned in the porno. Okay, so this is mawsuf and sifa. So antum kaumun, musrifun means someone who is transgress, okay, someone like evil, okay, something you can say evil, okay. So what is the meaning of this antum kaumun musrifun? You all
are evil.
Evil what? Evil is the
Evil
adjective.
nation.
Evil nation, yes. You all are an evil nation, okay, or a transgressing nation, okay, because evil and nation are most of sifa. Okay, clear? So if I ask you in the exam or in the quiz next week, how many fragments do you see in this number one? What will be your answer? How many
One.
fragments? Only one. And what is the fragment's name?
Yes.
Most of sifa.
Mouse of Sifat.
Okay, good, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you for your answer. Okay.
Same.
Okay. Okay. Next one is brother Musaddiq, please. Brother Mahir Hussain Musaddiq. Yes. So if we look at number 2, innahum fitiyatun. So what is innahum means?
Certainly.
Certainly. Innahum means
Shaitan.
there's no
Yeah.
shaitan there yet. Innahum.
Whom is both of them or they?
They. Yeah, they. Whom is they?
Yeah.
Not both of them. They. Both of them will be huma. Okay. So innahum means certainly they. Okay. Fitiyatun. Fitiyatun means it's young people, youth, okay, or, youngster. You can say youngster, okay. So certainly they are youngsters, okay. Now
Yeah.
here, is there any fragment do you see here? The 5 fragment that we learned, is it a idafa, is it a harf of jar, is there a harf of nasab, mawsuf sifa, pointing fragment, pointing sentence, anything there?
I can't see.
No, look again.
Innahum fityatun. Fityatun.
What is inna?
Innas.
Inna is certainly, but what is inna? It's a
13.
harf. It's a harf of nasab, isn't it?
Half of okay.
Yeah, so that is a fragment. So there is one fragment there. Innahum, harf of nasab is there. Okay, and fityatun is by itself. There's nothing. So it's like a rafa word here. Okay, and what is the gender of the fityatun? Masculine, feminine?
Feminine for
Feminine.
Tambuta.
Tanmuta. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Thank you for that. Okay, next one is Sister Nahid. So number 3, inna shaitana lil insani adu'um mubin. Okay, so what is inna shaitana means?
Certainly the shaitan,
Yeah, lil insani
for human.
for human. I think we did this last week, right? Yeah. Adu'un and mubin. Adu means enemy, mubin means clear enemy.
Yeah.
So it's clear. So how many fragments do you see there?
So inna shaitana, it's harf of nasab.
Yes.
Lil insani, harf of jar.
Yeah.
And
Adu'um mubin.
moving. Mawsuf sifa.
Most of Sifa, yes. Most of Sifa, yes. That's good. Okay, thank you. Okay, number 4. Let's go to Sister Nargis. Inna Allah Rabbi. So what is Inna Allah means?
Certainly, Allahu Rabbi, our Rob.
No, almost there, but not
My Rob.
my Rob. Yes. So certainly Allah is my Rob. Certainly Allah is. So how many fragments in the 3 words?
Inna Allah
Harf of Nasab.
harf of
Harf
nasab and
Yeah.
Rabbi idafa.
Idafa. Very good. Abbis Idafa. And what why Abbis Idafa? Because the attached pronoun ana is
That's
E.
fine.
Okay, very good, sister. So Inna Allah Rabbi, certainly Allah is my Rabb. Allah is my Rabb. Okay, thank you. There's another sister Tanzima. If you can answer number 5. Ka'anna fi uzunayhi waqran. Okay, what is Ka'anna means? Do you remember what is Ka'anna means?
Like
No. It's not that ka. Ka'anna. There's another word Ka'anna. There's another harf of nasab. Ka'anna. Remember we made 8 harf of nasab. Okay, so this is one of them. I know it's easy to get confused because you can say the ka is the ka means like. Okay.
As though.
As though. Very good. As though. Okay, so as though is a harf of nasab. Remember that, right? Now then it says fi. So fi is not ism, right? It's a harf, right? So fi means in.
Half of
Okay.
jar.
Harf of jar. Okay. So uzunaihi. Do you know what uzun means? Uzunun means ear. So what is uzunaihi? Uzun means ear.
Yeah.
So what is uzunaihi?
Uh,
What is he? Did you remember what he? Can anyone
yes.
help, sister? Can anyone else help, sister? So what will?
Attached must be.
Yeah. So
Her ear.
his ear, not her ear.
His
His.
ear. His
Okay. And the last word is wakaran. Wakaran means block. You know, block. BLOCK, block. Okay, like a bar. Okay. So wakaran is nasab. Okay, so that is the victim of ka'anna. Remember, harf of nasab doesn't have to be side by side. Okay, so ka'anna wakaran is the harf of nasab here. Fi uzunaihi is harf of jar and also a idafa there. So there are 3 fragments here. Okay, so ka'anna means as though a block, or karan is a block. A block. Why a block? Because it's a proper. It's common. Wakaran, right? Wakaran is a common one. So there's as though there's a block. Fi uzunaihi, in his 2 ears. Why did they get 2? Because it's uzunaini. It was uzunaini. Okay, but noon get dropped out because it's light, because it's mudaf. Mudaf has to be light. So uzunai, like muslimai, uzunai. Okay, remember the chart?
Yes.
So as though a block in his 2 ears. Okay, as though a block in his 2 ears. That is the correct translation. Okay, it's a tricky one, but I hope everybody understand. So ka'anna waka. So ka'anna is a harf of nasab that makes wakaran is wakaran, and fi uzunai is the harf of jar, and uzunaihi is a mudaf and mudaf ilay. Okay, okay. Thank you, sister. Okay, next one, brother Mizan, you want to answer? You want to answer this? Number 6. Allahu alimul ghaib. It's a very easy one.
Allahu alimul ghaib. So, meaning Allah knows the unseen. So that's the meaning of it. Alimul ghaib. So Allah
Is there any fragment there? Idafa, harf of jar, harf of nasab. Do you see any fragment there?
ghaib. Allahu. I don't see Allahu Ali Li. No. I don't
No.
see. No. Allahu
No,
alim.
look, there's only 3 words, brother. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
not very difficult. Just
Allahu, most probably no. That's
okay.
not harf of nasab is not there. Alimu, most probably that's just a normal word. I don't think that's any harf
Yeah,
of.
but that's normal. Is that word light or heavy?
That's light.
Does it have a alif lam?
Alimu. Is not that a word? Alimu?
Yeah, does it have a alif lam at the beginning?
No, it doesn't have alif lam.
So if a word is light and it doesn't have a alif lam, so that means it could be a mudaf, isn't it?
Oh yes, after this.
And is the next word is a jar?
That's next word is a jar, but it has alif lam.
Yes. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter because mudaf ilay has to be jar only. We have no other condition.
Okay,
right?
yes.
And it is jar. So what is the meaning now? At the beginning you said the meaning Allah knows the ghaib. That's not the right meaning actually.
Allah.
So if it alimul ghaib is mudaf and mudaf ilay, so alim means the knower, one who knows, knower. Okay, so knower of the unseen. Allah is the knower of the unseen. So you have to bring it off because it's a mudaf and mudaf ilay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, the meaning is same. What you understand, I understand. You said Allah knows the
But
ghaib.
not the
That's fine.
exact. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but literally the meaning is because you have to find a fragment. Okay, so alimul ghaib is a idafa. So there's only one fragment here, idafa. Okay, alimu and al ghaib. Okay, thank you, brother. Thanks. Okay, hazani khasmani. Okay, hazani khasmani. Sister Nahidi wants to answer that. Hazani, khasmani. What does hazani means?
So this,
Yeah, these two is a
these
dual
two.
one. Haza, hazani. Okay, and khasmani means the one who debate, okay, or argue. Okay, so these two. So is it a fragment, or is it a pointing fragment, or a pointing sentence?
It's pointing sentence because there
Sentence,
is
yes.
no
Yeah, so these two are khasmani. These two are arguer or debater. Okay, whatever we want to say that. Okay, these two are okay. So hazani. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Okay, Rabbuna Rabbus Samawati wal Ardi. Okay, Rabbuna Rabbus Samawati wal Ardi. So what is Rabbuna means? Anyone can answer that.
Or Rob.
Our
Our-
Rob.
Yeah, our Rabb. Okay, Rabbus Samawati wal Ardi. What is Rabbus Samawati means?
Rob of sky.
Of the sky or the skies?
The
skies.
sky.
The sky or the
Samawat.
skies? One sky or many skies?
Oh,
Many
skies.
Why
Seven.
do you say
Many skies.
why is many sky? How do you know it's many sky?
Samawat. Ati.
Tamar.
Ati, yes. No,
Ati.
not Tamar Bhuta.
Not
Ati.
yeah.
Ati.
There's no Tamar Bhuta here. Ati is from the chart, right? Atin and
Yeah.
Ati. Okay, so it's the light one. Okay, the light version
Yeah,
of
light
Ati. Okay.
Well.
And Wal Ardi. Wal Ardi. So meaning Allah, our Lord, is the Lord of the skies and the earth. Okay, and earth and the earth. Okay, okay, but earth here, earth it's also feminine here because it's a feminine word, and it is actually singular here. Okay, al arti, al arti. Okay, so sky is many, but earth, Allah. In this example, Allah says only one. Okay, okay. That's one. Next, number 9. Ba'duhum awliya'u ba'din. This is a tricky one. Let's see who can do that. Ba'du. What is ba'duhum means?
Special mudaf.
Yeah, but what does it mean? Do you remember the meaning?
Bad mean after.
No, that is with a dal.
But
This
Oh,
is both.
bad.
some
Some of, yes, some of.
Some of. Yeah, some of.
So what is
Yeah.
Baduhu means then?
Some of them.
Some of them. What is Aulia means?
Awliya
Friends.
mean
Friend.
friends.
Oh, friends.
Okay.
Close friend. Okay. So Baduhum Aulia means some of them are friends. Then Ba'adin. Some of them friends of some of. So some of them are friends of some of them. Okay. Some of them are friends of some. Okay. So here Ba'adin. So the trick part is the last Ba'adin is not a special mudaf, because Ba'ad is from the bottom chart, the one that has 5, and it is heavy here. So this is a normal word here, and it is jar status because Awliya and Ba'adin are mudaf and mudaf ilayh here. Word Awliya has no alif lam and it is light. Ba'adin is jar. So friends of others, and Ba'adin here means some of others. It can also, you can say some of or others. So friends of some of. Okay, and the first Ba'du was light. Ba'duhum, the one that you translate. Okay, so that is special mudaf, but the last one is not a special mudaf. It is a normal word. Remember the 5 of them: kullu, ba'du, mislu, ayyu. Okay, those
Yeah.
ones, kairu. Okay, so those one can be heavy also. So in this example, this is heavy. Okay, so some of them are friends of others. Okay, friends of others. Okay, so, and if you go back and look at this word, so it means some of it could also mean others also. Okay, so it means both. Okay, so some of them. So there, how many fragments are here actually? So first Ba'duhum is a fragment, idafa, one idafa, and there's a second idafa, awliya and Ba'di. So there's 2 idafa in this one. There's 2 idafa. Okay, Ba'duhum and awliya'u Ba'di. Okay, okay. Number 10. Tilka ayatul kitab. Very easy one. Anyone who can answer? Let's see.
Tilka
Mm-hmm.
that feminine.
Okay.
Ayatun mean ayat.
Mm-hmm. Sign of the ayat, yeah.
Of the group.
Al kitab. This the kitab. This ayat, ayat two, the last one is idofa. So
Yes, last one is Idafa, yes. Yeah, Ayatul Kitab means
so
ayat of the book.
this ayat of the kitab, a book.
This ayat of the book. Okay. Now, you said Tilka means you were saying these, but actually it's that, right?
Tilka, that,
Tilka
yeah,
is this,
that.
is that.
So,
Okay, now. And Tilka
Zalika,
is,
tilka,
yes, so that
feminine,
is feminine. Okay.
feminine.
But is it feminine singular or feminine plural here? Because Tilka could be feminine singular, feminine plural, right?
This is feminine singular.
Singular.
You sure?
Singular. Tilka, singular.
Yes, singular.
Yeah, okay. No, it
Singular.
could be plural also because ayatu, atu, okay, ayatu. So that is also atu, okay, here. So it could be singular, it could be plural, both. But it's, yeah, it's feminine definitely because the word ayat is feminine, okay. So tilka ayatul kitab, and this is very commonly used. It's at the beginning of many surah, like, you know, Allah said, alif lam mim, tilka ayatul kitab, right? So tilka ayatul kitab means that ayat of the book, that ayat of the book, okay. So that's fine. Let's see. We still have 5 minutes. Let's do a few more quickly. Okay. Okay, number 11 actually. Innal muttaqina mafaza. Innal muttaqina mafaza. So let's see how many fragments, or who can say, translate this? Innal muttaqina mafaza means like reward. You can say reward or a gift, major gift, a big gift, big reward. So what is it?
Certainly.
Gift for
Certainly.
muttaqin.
Yes,
The
certainly a gift for the muttaqin, yes. But look at the trick thing is here. Inna is harf of nasab and mafazan is a bit far away. The word mafazan is a bit far away, but this is affected by inna. Lil muttaqina is in the middle, is a harf of jar for
Jar.
muttaqin, for muttaqin. So in this example, there's one harf of nasab, one harf of jar. Okay, lil muttaqin. So innal muttaqina mafaza. Okay, can anyone tell which surah is it from? Surah Naba. Okay, the Juz Amma, the first surah of the Juz Amma. Okay, Surah Naba. Innal muttaqina mafaza. Okay, so certainly mafaza, meaning great success, okay, or great reward, is for the muttaqin. Is for the muttaqin. Okay. Number 12. Ulaika ashabun nar. Ulaika ashabun nar. Ashab means
Like those.
Those are
companion of fire.
companion of fire. Yes.
fire, a companion of fire. Now, is it a fragment, pointing fragment, or pointing sentence?
Ulaika.
Yeah, so is the point, is a like is a pointing, or is it a pointing fragment or a pointing sentence?
Sentence.
Sentence.
Sentence, yes, sentence, because there's no al before ashab, right? Okay. Is there any feminine word in this example?
Nar.
Nar is a
Nar.
feminine word. Okay, very good. Okay, good, thanks. Okay, number 13. Allahu muhitun bil kafirin. Allahu muhitun bil kafirin. Muhitun means that Allah is encompassing. Allah is the one who can like grab everyone, encompassing. Okay. What is bil kafirina means?
With kafir.
Which with the disbelievers. So Allah is muhit with the disbelievers, meaning Allah can grab them, all the disbelievers. Okay. Allahu muhitun bil kafirin. So here only one fragment actually bil kafirin, because Allahu and muhitun is not a of sifa. Okay, is not a of sifa. Okay, and it's not a mudaf and mudaf ilayh. And bil kafirin is a half of jar. B is like B for being with. Okay. Next one, al anfalu lillahi. Al anfalu lillahi. Do you know what anfal means? Anyone know what anfal means?
Surah Al-Anfal.
Yeah, what is the word anfal?
Booty, war booty.
War booty, yes. So war booty lillahi. What does that mean?
Allah's belongs to Allah. Lillahi.
Yes. Yeah, for Allah. Yes. Yeah, belongs to Allah. Yeah. So al anfal belongs to Allah. And here also only one half of jar. Lillahi is a half of jar. Okay. The word lillahi, the lam is not separated. It's with the word Allah. So sometimes a lot of people don't see that, because when they see this, the spelling of Allah, the word Allah, a lot of time we don't understand, but there is a lam there. That's why it's lillahi, like alhamdulillahi. Okay, so there is a lam there. Okay, it's just written together. So lillahi is there, so it's for Allah. So like just it's very similar. Alhamdulillahi, al anfalu lillahi. Okay, it's just like same thing, same example. Okay. Number 15, absaruha khashiyatun. What is absaruha? Absar means vision. What is absaruha means?
Her vision.
Her vision. Okay. Or what else it could be? Its vision. Its vision. Okay, because it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
always, Allah is not always talking about the feminine, right? So it's because ha can point to non-human things, right? So
Yeah,
its
yeah.
vision, khashiyatun. Okay, khashiyatun, it means
Deep.
is deep or dark. Okay, khashia, and fearful, fearful. Okay, and absaruha. Okay, absaruha is here. Actually, it's a feminine word. Why absaruha? Absaruha feminine, because the word itself is a feminine and it's attached with a ha. Okay, so the vision is a feminine word. So absaruha khashiyatun. Okay, ka'annaka hafiyun. Ka'annaka means as though you are hafiyun. Okay, so as though you, so there's only half of nasab there. Okay, annal quwwata lillahi. Number 17, annal quwwata lillahi. So anna quwwat, anna means that, quwwa means power. So the power, the power lillahi, for Allah. The power lillahi, for Allah. Okay. Number 18, az-zalimuna fi dalalim mubin. Mubin means clear. Dalal means misguidance. So what is az-zalimuna fi dalalim mubin mean? Zalim means zalim.
Zalim. The
Mhm.
Zalim.
The wrongdoers. Yeah.
Misguided.
We mean from
No.
In.
In. Yes.
in.
Yes.
Yeah.
The wrongdoers.
Dolalin.
So the wrongdoers are in Dolali, that is clear.
Yeah, clear misguidance. Yeah, and clear misguidance. So how many fragments here? 2 fragments. Okay, fi is harf of jar. That's why dolalin and mubinin is most of sifa, both are in jar status. Okay, so fi dolalin mubinin. Okay, so one most of sifa, which is dolalin mubinin, and fi dolalin mubinin is harf of jar. So said, as zalimuna, the zalimuns are in clear misguidance. Okay. Number 19, anna fikum Rasulullah. Anna fikum Rasulullah. Okay. I'm not going to help with this one. Someone should translate it properly, because you know all the meaning of this sentence. So let's see who can do that. Anna fikum Rasulullah.
Anna that.
Certainly.
No, not certainly.
That.
Yeah. That in them, Rasul of Allah.
No, wrong. You said in them. Where did you find them?
All of you.
In you.
Mhm.
Whom is you?
Okay.
Kum mean all of us.
Yeah,
All of
you.
us.
Oh.
Okay, that's
All of
something
you.
new. Yeah, all of you, not all of
Okay.
us. Okay. So anna fikum Rasulullah. What does it mean then?
Sorry. Anna fikum.
What is anna? Anna is a half of nasab, right?
That
Which
is-
word is it? Which word is a nasab here?
Rasulullah.
Rasulullah.
Rasula. Yes,
Rasula.
Rasula. So that Rasul of Allah, fikum, in all of you. Here in means among also. Okay, means in among us. So that Rasul of Allah among all of you. That Rasul of Allah. So when you translate these things, so the harf of nasab means that, anna means that. You should find which word is affecting. then bring that word. Okay, so anna rasula, and we're going to learn about that more also in future lesson, that how we can, when you read a sentence, which one you should bring first. We'll talk about it very soon, inshallah. But just to show you now, anna rasul. So you should, whenever you see anna, any harf of nasab, you should find which word becoming nasab. Okay, like there was one before example, ka'anna uzunaihi fi uzunaihi wakaran. Okay, so wakaran is the nasab. So here Rasulullah is nasab. So that the messenger of Allah among all of you. Okay, last one for tonight, inshallah. Inna Allah qadirun. What does that mean? Qadir means powerful.
Certainly Allah is powerful.
Certainly
Allah is
Allah
powerful.
is powerful.
Allah is powerful. Yes, certainly Allah is powerful. That's it. So I think with this one we finish today's and we finish our review, inshallah ta'ala. So please, there's nothing new we have learned today. Only few things that that we checked with the fragments word. So go through those and practice this one. Listen to the video again and go through all the examples that we've done. Inshallah, next week we'll have a quiz just like this, that the 20 we did. It will be very similar to this, inshallah ta'ala. And then we'll start our new chapter after this, inshallah. Okay, so jazakallahu khairan. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.